Pro boxing fans here in Birmingham, we've just seen a draw decision for Nathan Heaney, Brad Pauls. Good fight. But just quickly talk to me about that, Jeff.
It was just a very, very good fight. I feel like Nathan Heaney just won it by the skin of his teeth. But a draw, you can understand that as well. Brilliant fight, brilliant heart from Nathan Heaney, because he was the one that got hurt at times. Brad Pauls certainly came to fight. Brilliant fight. Hey, maybe we'll see it again at some point, all right? When you draw, you normally get to see it again, and I look forward to the rematch, so great stuff.
Let's talk about Joyce. A lot of talk about him. Obviously, the heavyweights draw the most amount of attention on the card most of the time anyway. A lot of people online, from what I'm looking at, said, listen, that wasn't great. That wasn't great from Joe. Joe said to me, listen, it was what it was. He probably needs to dust off a few cobwebs after 2 big losses. What did you make of that?
I think if you'd have asked him beforehand, asked anyone involved in the Joe Joyce camp, would you like a TKO win in your comeback? The answer would have been yes, please. So he's got that. I think you could see from the shape that he was in, he wasn't pure prime juggernaut shape. He came in at a career heavy. I'd imagine if he had someone in front of him who he maybe felt the danger from a little bit more, he'd come in at a better weight and he'd come in better shape. He didn't go to Salas for this camp, which kind of tells you about that. But ultimately, he did just juggernaut him, like the good old days. He juggernauted Big Kash Ali and showed that he could still take a very clean right hand. He's like a fighter you watch and you wince sometimes, but he took a few, he gave more than a few, and he knocked his guy out. And now bigger and better things for Joe Joyce.
Bigger and better things means that it could be a Joseph Parker fight. He's said to me, yes, that's the fight I want. He wants to get in that mix in Riyadh. How exciting would that fight be? And do you feel like at the stages that they are, Joseph Parker is going to be the favourite in this fight?
After that, Joe Joyce, after the sort of last 3 Joe Joyce performances and Joe Parker's form line, you probably have to make Joe Parker the favourite, and that's very interesting because Joe Joyce took everything Joe Parker had and broke his heart. So what would Joe Parker do differently this time? I know there's talk that maybe he wasn't so well the first time, I don't know, but if Joe Joyce can still take a punch from everyone not called Zhilei Zhang, does he just do the same thing again? It's a fascinating fight, I'd love to see it.
Finally, before I let you go, I do need to give a big shout out to Liam Davies. What a performance. I think a lot of people who knew about this card said, listen, he's in probably the toughest fight on the card, but he pulled out the best performance, knocked him out within a couple of rounds. Just quickly assess our performance.
It was an uppercut from the fiery depths of hell, wasn't it? It was right from his boots, and he lifted the guy off his feet. I'm gonna admit something here. I'm a Liam Davies fanboy. He has made me a real fanboy, and I checked Naoya Inoue's Twitter tonight, checked his Insta, even checked his TikTok. Not a mention of Liam Davies. He dare not mention the name of Liam Davies. But look, in all seriousness, you've got an IBO world champion there now. Inoue's got all the other belts, but Liam Davies gets a little piece of the jigsaw. He's just sort of at that table saying, who's about? Robles was a serious guy. Can't wait to see what he does next. That's a world-level, world-class super bantamweight in there in Liam Davies, and he should be celebrated.
Cool, Dev, we are sort of getting thrown out, so I'm going to call this one a day. Thank you so much for giving us your time. We'll speak to you on the next one. So, man, thank you very much, bro.